Vince, what's going on? A lot of shit came out today. A lot of shit came out today. We got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. Surprisingly, my ass is back on camera. I guess you guys don't like watching me play Madden, so we'll do it this way. So what's going on, guys? How about those Epstein files? What's going on, Bones? Where's my fucking glasses at? Did you steal my glasses? Cat stole my glasses. Okay. Oh, I got a big ass spot right there. Anyways. So did you hear about everything that came out today? Like, did you hear about all this shit? I've been waiting all day to talk to you guys. It's fucking insane. So, let's just start with the basics. I knew we weren't going to get shit from those Epstein files. I knew we weren't going to get shit. Everybody gets so wrapped up in, oh, Trump's back to being president and everything's going to go back to normal. Yeah, it's going back to normal. They're going to close everything off more than normal with the Democrats, and we're going to know less. I pretty much knew it was just going to be bullshit, but I wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to see it. And it was 20 pages. 20 fucking pages of bullshit. It's just the procedural shit that they went through. And then, like, literally, it cut off right at the end. And the bullshit explanation that they give. See, this is why I tell everybody I don't participate. Like I said, that Trump was the lesser of all evils, but he's still evil. So here's the thing. It cuts off right at the names. And then they issue some bullshit explanation. Alright. Good night, dude. Alright, well, I'm still gonna keep going because this is getting posted anyways. So, where the fuck was I? Oh, yeah. So, like, literally, guys. Literally. We got 20 pages of something that's basically like, and then we did this, and then we did this, and then we did that. I doubt that. Thank you, though. I don't know. Facetious much? Maybe a little bit. So, do any of you, like, truly, honestly, did you guys expect to get anything out of the Epstein files? Or did you just expect it to be the same old governmental bullshit, no matter if it's Trump or somebody else in there? Because that's what I expected. Because then, when the 20 pages got released, right? 20 pages got released, no names, and then immediately people are asking, where are the fucking names? You've had this on your desk for over a week. You said you're going to release it. You didn't correct anybody when they asked you if the names were in there. You did not correct anybody when they asked if the names were in there. You didn't say no. You also didn't say yes. That's a bullshit move. Sales tactic wise, professional salesman, that's a bullshit tactic. That's how I know you're fucking lying. So, then, get this. Anybody that is in New York right now, either put it in the likes or do one of those little dingy things. They blamed it on the fucking Attorney General of New York, saying that this is all they get. This is all they gave us. What's up, Roselli? What's up, Jackie? Like, this chick blamed the Attorney General of New York. Oh, they didn't send us all the files. Again, I myself, it's up in the description right there. I myself, knowing how this shit always works, Trump knew there were no names. And remember, I'm somebody that said Trump was the lesser of all evils. I don't participate. I know the game is rigged. I go by George Carlin's code of conduct. Everybody's a child. We all get lied to. He hasn't been wrong yet, and he's been dead for fucking over a decade. So like, literally, do you guys really think that Trump didn't know? Do you really think? Do you think it was sitting on that desk for a week and they didn't know that there were no names coming out in it? Yeah, they didn't lie. Nothing was redacted, but there was nothing in there to redact. If you guys actually pull up the PDF, download it, and actually, like, look at it. It's all just procedural stuff. Oh, our agents did this. Our agents did that. 43. Just turned 43 last month. Our agents did this. Our agents did that. That's all it said. That's all it said. Do you think that they are going to compromise their own people? Do you think that they're going to compromise their own people? They're not. They're not. Because you damn well know most of their endorsers are probably on that list. They're not going to fuck themselves. Some of them might. Honestly, they might enjoy it too. But they're not going to fuck themselves. They're not going to... Just like they're... Do you think the Republicans are doing anything different than the Democrats did this last time? And we're finding out about all the corruption the Democrats did? I don't know if you know this, but we just traded out pharma for the military-industrial complex. Nothing's going to change, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the same bullshit new chapter. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. So expect the same shit out of Trump that we got from Obama, that we got from Trump the last time, that we got from Biden. Oh, I mean, shit, you might as well call Biden's term fucking Obama's, but whatever. We got the same shit out of Bush. We got the same shit out of Clinton. Like, just expect it by now. This is what you signed up for. This is what you allow. Just expect it by now. It doesn't matter who you put in there. They're all on the same team and they're all against us. Admit to yourselves that. And then take the step forward. And then maybe start looking at if your vote actually counts. Or is it just the same thing that we've done for generations and we don't question shit? Yeah, it's probably that. It's probably that. Okay, so let's get off politics. I just wanted to bring that up because that is ironically funny. I fucking love that, guys. I really do. Let's get on this weird shit. And you guys down below, let me know if I've missed something, because I've been looking this up all day. Gene Hackman was one of my favorite fucking character actors. Like, top Lex Luthor all time. Go fuck yourself if you say something different. And the way him and his wife were both found dead in their home in Santa Fe, it's very fucking weird, guys. Like, with no information, nothing is coming out. Not even a blip from the cops saying that, no, it wasn't homicide. Like, nobody knows shit. Like, were they murdered? Like, did one die and one commit suicide because they didn't want to live without the other one? Like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? It's just, it's very weird. Like, and he was 95. So, you damn well know the doctors would have a record of what he was going through at that time. Because he was 95. And he's a huge fucking actor, so that too. It's just very fucking weird, guys. It's very fucking weird. Very, I can't get off it. I really can't. I'm racking my brain over and over about that one more than anything else, because I expected the Epstein stuff. I expected that. But this, it's like, no details, no nothing, doesn't look like, they don't know if it's coronary, they don't know, like, they just found them both dead, and that's the only thing they've said all damn day. Nothing new. Usually you'd have some kind of follow-up, not necessarily like an autopsy, but you'd have an update like, well, the house was found in this condition, we found this, blah, 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 this is what we're going forward thinking with right now. But we don't even have that. Like, we don't this is one of the biggest actors of the 70s and 80s. We're talking about Popeye Doyle and Lex Luthor, and we don't know what the fuck happened. This guy was 95 years old, and there's no medical history. It's very weird. Very, very weird. One of those things that make you go, I wonder what's going to come out later on. Because, spidey senses are tingling. Like, something's off about that. So, let's see. We've gone through Epstein. We've gone through, Hackman was pretty quick. That was like one of the things that just like, this morning, boom, oh shit, I didn't even realize. So, let's get into psychology, because this is another thing that I found out today, randomly. It was an article that actually my ex had sent to me regarding the current state of psychology and how people are more celebrities than actual public servants now. So I started reading this, and at first I thought it was just going to be like, it was going to be a hit piece. Either it was going to be positive or negative, but it was going to be a hit piece. It was just going to be full bullshit. And then, like, the further down you get in this article, it had some pretty interesting statistics. And anybody that comes back to the channel repeatedly knows I have a big brain. I like to overanalyze. Statistics are second nature to me. I've been in sales and marketing and management and customer service like for 25 damn years. So I started looking at these statistics. So I started pulling up like actual statistics from like who'd I look? I looked up Stanford. I looked up MIT, and I think no, I looked up Florida State. So I looked it up, and surprisingly, guess what, guys? It's true. You guys can look it up for yourselves. But how often do you guys, whatever happens in life, right? People get divorced, people leave each other, people cheat, like people die, like stuff like that, right? How often do you get recommended psychology? Going and seeing a therapist, going and seeing a shrink, going and laying down on the couch or having mediation or anything like that. Raise your hand. How many? I'm going to assume all of you. So, guess what is actually true? There is psychology as a whole. So we're taking all of child psychology, relationship psychology, yada, 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 blah, 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 right? I'm a nerd. I like this stuff. 10% effectivity. 10 motherfucking percent. Out of the whole of psychology, there is a 10% efficacy rate. So if the entirety of psychology, and we know, right? You get that? Please tell me that sunk in with you too, because I looked at that and I'm like, what the fuck? So get this. So we can actually sit here and you would get bored and fucking leave, right? If we broke down how many forms of psychology there are in this world. And the entire encompassment of psychology is only 10% effective. Only 10% of people that take psychology. Only 10% of people that take psychology. This is proven. 10% of all the psychological practices are effective. That's not 10% of this one is effective and 10% of that one because those are the effective. No, 10% of the whole. So that's less than 1% per, we'll just say category. Less than 1% per category that is effective in psychology. But if it's less than 1%, we'll just say as the whole per thing. If it's less than 10%, why is it always recommended? Why the hell is it always recommended? I mean, I can put on my tinfoil hat and we can go down a rabbit hole, but literally 10% as a whole is effective with psychology. So why is it recommended 100% of the time if it's guaranteed to fail? Let that sink in for just a second before we cut this off and say goodnight, guys. Because I know most of you are on the East Coast. Let that sink in for just a second. 10% of the whole, that's less than 1% of each category of psychology, is effective. So if it's less than 1% effective, why is psychology offered, suggested, and just thrown down everyone's throats 100% of the time? Like I've always said, I don't need you guys to agree with me. I just want you guys to open up your fucking minds. Like, this is the shit that we don't question. This is the shit that gets shoved down our throats that we say, well, it's always been done like that, so we're always going to do it like that. But it shouldn't be. The way the world is run now is not the way the world should be run. And I go back to this again and again and again in all of my little live seminars that I do on here for fuck all nothing, to teach you guys about symbology, about true ancient symbology and what it really means. Like, if I were to take you guys back 2,200 years ago, you'd be looking around being like, what the fuck am I looking at? Ronaldo, what's going on? What's going on, Wen? How's it going, guys? Did you catch what I just said about psychology? That's fucking insane. So anytime somebody tries to shove psychology down your throat, like if you get in trouble for something or anything, I'm not saying you will, but just saying. Just say no. Okay. So, because you're my guys, I'll go through the whole thing. So, one, because we had 3 topics tonight, we've gone through all 3 now. So I'll go back through all of them real quick. One, no names in the Epstein files, and it was known to be left out. They've known for over a week, and they lied to us. Big surprise. Like I tell you guys, don't matter what side you're on, they're all gonna fuck us. 2, Gene Hackman is dead. Mysteriously, him and his wife, and there is no details on whether it was a natural death, a murder, a natural death, suicide, anything like that, right? So there's 2 things. And then the third thing is, I just came across this statistic today. My ex sent me this article that I was reading because she's like, you're a nerd, you like this shit, look what I found. And literally, as a whole, you know how many different, I'm sure you don't, but you know how many different categories of psychology there are? Child psychology, family psychology, parental, blah, 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 right? 10% of the whole is shown to be effective. So that's less than 1% of psychology per category is effective. So my question to you that I'm basically posturing and ending this all up with you guys, if you guys want to put it down in the comments while I'm doing this, go ahead. If something is effective 1% of the time, why is it forced 100% of the time? Anybody? If it's 10% of the whole, and if you break it down, that's less than 1% per category. So you can say that psychology is less than 1% effective, but it's pushed on everyone 100% of the time. And this is not just the United States, this is worldwide. Why is something that's less than 1% effective pushed 100% of the time? Pharma? Yes. Control? Yes. Like, come on, guys. That I'm not just trying to wake you up to symbology and what everything is really about, like in our past. I'm trying to open you up that they've literally lied about everything, from God to state to your fucking family. They lie about everything to control you. All they want you to fuck up, so they can put their hands in and say, guess what? Now you can't take a shit without us saying so. It's all about that. And if you want to step out because you're a big brain motherfucker like me, they'll pull some fucked up shit out of your past and be like, shut the fuck up. Trust me on that. They will pull some shit to shut you the fuck up. And if you don't shut the fuck up, they'll make you. Proven. Again, I go by the Church of George Carlin. All these motherfuckers went to the same schools. They ran in the same circles. They have the same friends. Why the fuck do you think they're against each other up there? They're not. They pit us against each other. Each bill says basically the same thing. It passes the same thing. But each bill has one thing specific that either favors the Republicans or the Democrats, but everybody gets their piece. It's just whoever bill passes, that side gets a little bit more because their bill's on it. They're all doing... Come on. You all could stop voting today, and it won't matter for the next election. Right? Exactly. Thank you, Ronaldo. What do you think? Okay. Thank you. Oh my God, you were listening, Ray. You were listening. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, look at what Ray just said. It's about who convinces a poor man that another poor man is his enemy. It's about convincing Ray that this white man's his enemy because he's Hispanic and I won't understand him ever. Or like, let's say if Scott's black, I'll never understand him because I'll never understand the black experience. And then you have me, I'm disabled. I can say none of you will ever fucking understand me. Do you understand the control they're trying to have over everybody? Do you understand they're trying to keep us separated? Wake the fuck up. Wake up. I know, you just got here too. And thank you for bringing that up because I completely forgot that we went on that big old long tangent the other night when I was explaining how slavery just gets us to turn against each other instead of us banding together to turn against the fucking king. Thank you, Ray. I love you, brother. Thank you. That was awesome. All of it. All of this is games that we allow them to play. You guys realize that, right? From not giving us the Epstein files to not giving us the information about Gene Hackman's death, making it mysterious and making us want to go digging for it, want to start postulating shit, to psychology only being 10% effective of the whole, which is less than 1% per category of psychology. It's all control. It's all a way to MK Ultra fucking Project Blue Beam, turn us against each other, make us second guess each other, never allow us to come together. Never allow us to come together. And that's the fucking truth. They want you calling me a fucking drug addict. They don't want you listening to what I have to say. They don't want you thinking for yourself. They want you to be sheep. Good little Ray. Good. Go sit in the corner now. Don't question anything. What have I been saying the whole time? I don't give a fuck if you guys believe me or not. Just fucking open your goddamn minds and ask why. Look it up. It was a new study done. I'd have to like go off of live to pull it up to go post it. But you can look it up. Look up psychology efficacy rate. It's 10 fucking %. 10 fucking percent. 10% of psychology as a whole is effective. So why push it? You can go look at the Gene Hackman thing. They haven't I looked it up right before I got online. They still haven't posted anything. Epstein, they're blaming New York. Oh, we can't release it because New York didn't send it to us. Don't give me that shit. They sent you a detailed list of what they were going to send you. You get a fucking printout before you get the actual document. Don't give me that shit. You knew what was going to be in that document before you even had it sitting on your damn desk, you fucking dumb bitch. Don't lie to me. You all knew you were not releasing the names. You all knew. And continue to lie. Again, not going to complain, because DEI was bullshit, and it made my last 7 years fucking bullshit. So, you know, when you're white and disabled, and that's not good enough still, right? What's up, Wayne? I know exactly. 8 billion people, but most won't get it. Why do you think the, going back to the symbology lessons, Ray, and everything else, why do you think the whole archetype of the chosen ones exist? Because it's to show only a certain percentage are going to rise above the rest and actually push humanity forward. That's the whole symbolism of the chosen one archetype. Hey, we're all grown-ups here. Or if you're not, you probably shouldn't be in here because this is supposed to be 18 plus. But yeah, it's all control, guys. It's all control. It's all lies. I know when. That's why I said it starts with empathy, yeah. But also you have to protect yourself, because people do not want to accept the truth. So they're going to come back at you and be like, "Oh, heretic," blah, blah, when they don't even know the true genus of where their religion comes from. And then when somebody shoves that in their face, they're like, "Oh, we didn't do it." No, but you're supporting the cause that did. So you're just as guilty. Are you guys starting to see? Are you guys starting to see why enlightenment puts you on the outside looking in? Because if you don't buy into the bullshit, they're going to be like, we don't need you making waves. We don't need you making problems. You go over there and keep your mouth shut. Or we're going to make you. And they will. Trust and believe that if I said something truly, truly on point, there'd be a shadow ban coming. Like if it's truly like detrimental to what they're doing right now, there'd be a shadow ban coming. Yeah. Dude, I'm only telling you what the survey told me. It goes through this whole big long thing. It's basically a hit piece on psychology, so I was going to shove it out the window, right? And then it gives this little documentation down here with statistics that shows that it's only 10% effective. I just got done saying I thought it was a hit piece, so I went and looked it up for myself. You can go on Google, you can type it in for yourself, you have enough brain power, and type in, what is the efficacy of psychology? Yeah. That's why I preach accountability to everybody. It's about you staying accountable to yourself, because if you slide on one thing, you slide on everything. It's proven. It's proven in human history. The only way to keep people truly upright and moving forward is to keep them accountable. Because when you start letting them slide, they start becoming lazy children. And look what's happened over the last 20 years. what has happened, not just in America, but around the world. They've all started to become lazy children, with spots here and there. Like, you can never really call the Middle East lazy. And any indigenous part of Africa, you can never call them lazy. Never. But in civilized society, we'll say, in modern society, there we go, modern society, we're all fat, lazy pieces of shit that lie to ourselves. You guys realize that, right? If you were truly taken to anywhere in the world that was less than, I guarantee probably 90% of you wouldn't survive. And that's not being mean. That's just being frank and honest. Bard, I'm not gonna get into fucking bullshit with you, dude. You can look it up for yourself, and you can see. See, but that's the difference between you, Pixel, and the rest of the world. You can honestly admit it to yourself. Most people can't. Most people lie to themselves and pound their chest and say they're the fucking man. But when somebody actually shows up and does the thing the fucking man is supposed to do, they get butthurt. They call him a tryhard. They call him a wannabe. No, dude. I'm just prepared for what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going in there blabbering my mouth. Like, I'm going in there proving my shit. Putting my head down doing work. Like a Capricorn always does. There are broad studies, sir. There are studies that have been done per category and then merged together to show a full efficacy. If there wasn't, I wouldn't be able to find it. I wouldn't be able to type in efficacy of psychology and have it pop up. Now, guaranteed, it's not the first one. Like, you actually have to do some work. You have to go through them and find it. But it's there. Now, you can go through, area specific of study, yes. And then you can do the work yourself if you want to do it that way. It's not judging people based on when or where they are born. It is simple observation. Can you actually take yourself out of your own life and be objective on the type of person you are? I was able to. And I was able to realize I was a piece of shit. And that's why everybody left my life. Because I was angry all the time. I'm disabled. It's not fair. I'm the victim. Blah, 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 blah. Sound familiar? It's the same way they want all of us to be. And then, so, I'm a pretty smart motherfucker. I'm also, forgive the term, but I'll just say frugal so I don't piss anybody off, because everybody's a fucking baby these days. I'm fucking disabled, and I don't even get fucking butthurt if somebody calls me a retard or a gimp. Get over yourselves. So I decided to do it by myself. No psychological help. I can remove myself and analyze myself effectively. If I can do it to all of you, I can do it to myself. So I literally did that. And I took the steps and randomly I ran across spirituality, right? I ran across spirituality, and then I started, yeah, but it's also, you have to project what you want, and everybody else is not as always accepting of it. Like Ray, you've been in my conversations when I discuss my parents, right? You've been here. I'm disabled with cerebral palsy. My back has been broken in a way that the fucking scar tissue holds it together. But I still show up and I still perform life like a normal human being. It's killing me, but I'm doing it. But at the same time, my parents think that they've had worse lives than me. They think they have it worse off than I do. I've been in pain every second of my existence, and they think they have it worse than that. So you can project peace, love, and prosperity all you want, but they have to be conscious enough to accept it and be accountable for themselves and their own behavior and their own actions in said existence. And I think the example that my parents have set, because what does Hermeticism teach us? What's going on, Param? What does Hermeticism teach us? As above, so below, as within, so without. So if my parents are egotistical, selfish pieces of shit, how do you think every other unenlightened soul out in the world is? They're the same thing. No matter if it's the person in my own home or the person I'm running to in the street, they're all brainwashed sheep. All of them. Because of exactly what we've talked about, Ray. Exactly what we've talked about. It's everything that we do that we never question, because this is the way it's always been done. And we're not allowed to ask why. If we ask why, get the fuck out. Get out of here. You're not allowed to do that. You're going to ruin the party if you do that. Don't let people ask why. We don't need people like you in here. We want them to be compliant. We want them to be sheep. And everything's taught you it. Everything from jump. Everything the last 2,000 years since Constantine got his hands on Christianity because he was an egotistical fuck that had nothing to leave behind as the ruler of Rome. So he takes a fucking cult, a murderous cult, and he makes them the worldwide religion. And if you want to learn ancient Greek for yourself, you can read all about it in the Septuagint. Now, you can go to translated sites and get the translated sites where you... I'm not somebody that necessarily trusts bullshit. Like I said, I saw the 10% statistic on psychology. I didn't believe it. So I had to go do the work for myself. 10% as a whole. And yet psychology is shoved down our throats. 10%. Less than 1% per category. Shoved down our throats 100% of the time. Why? Compliancy. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Keep you compliant. Get their hand in the damn cookie jar so you can't step out of line again. Because once they have a whole... Because what does every psychologist have to do? What does every psychologist have to do? They have to register twice? No, 3 times. 3 times. They have to register with the state. They have to register with the government, the country that they're going to be performing in. And then there is a worldwide collective of psychology that they have to register with, just in case they want to take it abroad. No, it's not. 10% of the whole does not make up 10% per each group. Some can be 20%, some can be 1%. I'm simply saying, on a statistical level, if you take that 10% and break it down by category, that's less than 1% per category. I made that very clear. But it does not mean that each category is 10% effective. Some can be 20, some can be 10, some can be 5, some can be 0.5. I don't appreciate the bullshit you're putting out there, Brad. I really don't. That's your own bias, and honestly, that's your own ignorance. You're trying to do a gotcha on me, and I actually turn it around on you. No, motherfucker, it's not 10% of each. 20% here, 10% there. Yeah, they could be. But I'm not talking about specifics. I'm talking about the whole. And statistically how you break that down. Unless you're a mathematician, shut the fuck up. Because I doubt if you're a psychology student or a psychologist itself, your brain can handle numbers the way mine can. So shut the fuck up about statistics. Because I will take you to task. My fucking cousin is a top engineer in the Army. And I take him to task. I piss him off. Because he constantly tries to gotcha me. Because I'm a dropout and he fucking got his master's. And he constantly gets pissed off because I'll shove it down all your throats. I'm smarter than all of you. 173 IQ means I can put more in this goddamn brain than you can in yours. And I don't need a degree to prove that. So if you're done dick measuring, if you're really done dick measuring, yeah? Okay, cool. So, my point being, yeah, right? Don't bully the disabled kid, because you're going to find out the disabled kid is the fucking bully. Like, nah, dude. Nobody, nah. That's why I'm disabled, dude. You try to pick a fight with me, I'm going for your throat, because one hit can fucking kill me. So, don't ever think. Dude, I said you can look it up for yourself. I'm not gonna hold your hand and fucking give you the answer. You will not appreciate the answer if I just hand it to you. Do the work yourself so you appreciate the answer when you fucking get it, you child. Do the fucking work. I'm not here to hand you the answer. I'm not your dad. I'm a dad. I'm not your dad. I gave you where you can look it up. Go. If there's too many things to go through and your attention span is too short to deal with it, that's your fucking problem, not mine. Period. I don't get paid to be your teacher. I literally started doing this for my own fucking psychological recovery. And it turned out to me hanging out with some cool guys and you guys popping in every once in a while fucking causing shit. Like, I can deal with it. I've dealt with it for over 10 years, going back to when I was doing Madden on this bitch. When I was proving to all of you that fucking Madden's bullshit, dude. I'm the greatest player ever. I can sit here and do trick plays the whole fucking game, go down by 35 and still win. There's a reason why RBT and Pizza and everybody else would never fucking play me. Hell, Bengal would never even fucking play me. Oh, and he's so fucking good, right? Yeah, you replaced me on Draft Wars, and guess what? It's still fucking tanked. You can't outdo the original. No one likes your heel, bitch. They like mine. That's why we were more successful with me than with anybody else that was trying to replace me. And I will never talk shit to my brother about that because I understood what he was trying to do. He had to support his own. And I wasn't making shit off of this. I never have. You can ask him. He always asks me. He's in here right now. You can ask him. He always checks on, you okay, dude? You okay? I've always had a career outside this shit. I don't need it. There was never animosity. But if you ever fucking think that any of those bigger YouTubers was ever better at it than me, go fuck yourself. The only other person that was doing storylines and actual fucking episodes, making them fucking characters other than me, back in 2015, was fucking Flem. And that was it. Period. And then everybody else afterward did it. You still can't beat my edit cuts, and I did it on a fucking PlayStation. You still can't. I still have the crispest cuts you can ever fucking see, because I understand how it goes. Go do the work yourselves, guys. I will give you, like I keep telling all of my guys, go buy the Immortality Key. The book by Michael Sarah. Fuck, I have it written down here somewhere. Go buy it. And then, after you buy that book, go take Greek from Alman Hillman and put the two pieces of the puzzle together and realize what the world has really been like and about this whole fucking time. This whole fucking time. It's all one big lie. Because we are never allowed to learn things for ourselves. It's always, we come into this world, mom and dad tell us where to go, tell us what to do, tell us who to respect, tell us who we can talk to, tell us who we can't talk to, who we can talk back to, who we can't talk back to. The right way to learn things, the wrong way to learn things. That gets on me. Why is there a right way and wrong way to learn? That pisses me off personally. Like, we are always told what to do, and we never question. Because this is how it's been done before, and this is how it's going to be done after you're gone. But why? What if a motherfucker comes along and has a better way? Well, I can tell you what happens. They die. They all die. And if you want me to cite sources, I will give you sources. I will give you a lot of fucking sources of many scientists disappearing when they have a world-altering discovery. This is how it's always been, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how it's always going to be. We can never change it at this point because we've given them so much power. But you can wake the fuck up. You can be accountable for yourself so you don't have to be a part of the process. You don't have to be one of those sheep. I'm not selling you anything. I'm literally giving you things. Whether you want to accept it or not is on you. Right? Right? Exactly, Ray. Exactly. All I'm doing is giving you, if you want to deny it, if you want to throw it, go ahead and be a sheep. Go and be a sheep. And then at 40 years old, listen to me. And listen to me very carefully. If you want to be a sheep, at 40 years old, you are going to find out exactly what this fucking world thinks about you. That you are no longer economically viable. And if you don't have connections, if you don't have friends, you better be a badass motherfucker. Because they will put you on the street and they will not care what happens to you after that. Because as of 40, if you're not in a top position, you're fucked. You're fucked. So enjoy the first 40 years of your life, ladies and gentlemen. And make as many contacts as you can if you're going to buy into the bullshit. Because at 40 years old, you're fucked. You're handed your retirement papers. Even though Social Security doesn't let you retire until like basically 100 now. I'm being facetious, motherfuckers. Shut the fuck up. But that's, like, I'm giving you truth. Whether you want to accept it, that's on you. I hope you do, because I'm not trying to sell you shit. It's like I tell my guys down here, like, don't call me a guru, don't call me like, no. I'm just here to help. Just like I do when I go to work. I might be the boss, but I'm not the guy that sits back and bosses you around. You have a good night too, Ronaldo, dude. Come by tomorrow night, dude. We haven't sat down in a while. Just come by tomorrow night. Like, I'm doing the same thing with you guys that I do with my own employees. I'm not a boss that sits back and bosses you guys around. I'm the guy that jumps out front and I'm like, fuck you, get out of my way. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. If I can't get to it, I'll hand you something. Don't worry about the sales. Until you can prove to me that you can sell the way that I can, just give me your fucking numbers and I make sure you all get your sales for the day. Do you see why all my bosses hate me? Do you see why my bosses hate me? They want me to let all of you fail. If you work under me, they want me to let you fail. I'm that motherfucker. I don't know if you guys actually understand that. Like, I can walk into a store. Dustin, we need 5 sales today. I'm going to give you 10. I'm going to give you 10. They won't all be in my name. If Dylan needs 3, he's getting 3. Well, I love Dylan, so he might get 5. You know, if Sarah needs 2, she's going to get 2, maybe 3. Because I am fond of Sarah. Stuff like that. I'm that kind of manager. I don't need a team. I'm a one-man wrecking crew. You guys can sit here and fucking hang out. If you learn something, you learn something. But a disabled guy doesn't need anybody. How about that? It's probably why my exes expected perfection out of me all the time. And fuck all of you for expecting perfection. I'm disabled. I can never give you perfection. And I know some of you are watching. Imagine that. Imagine that. I'll leave you guessing how. And I do have to ask you. I'm not going to say the name, but you will know who you are when you hear this. But, did you become friends with my brother again to spy on me? Because you didn't believe what you were hearing about me was true? I just want to say it out loud. Because, yeah, it's egotistical. I really don't care. Because I was right. They were worth it. No one gets left behind. And pretty soon, the boys are going to want to be with me again and not you. Because they're going to realize you were lying the whole time. The whole time. Should I, Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's liable. Even though that's the truth, that could get me in trouble. That would be liable. See how smart I am? See how I can dance right across the line? You guys really think a drug addict would be able to do shit like this? Do you guys really think that you judge me based off my looks? Do you really think a drug addict could dance the way that I do with liability? I don't think so. Perception, good sir. Perception. There are plenty of things that have been true in this life that people have been charged liable for and had to pay out the ass, even when they were true. Your president's one of them. Well, I don't want to assume that you're American, but Trump is one of them. There's been real shit that he said, and he's been found liable for. and he still had to pay out the ass. There's many others too. The system's rigged. Go back to what I've been saying this whole damn time. It's all rigged, dude. It's all lies and control. The entire system is rigged against us. Now, I can admittedly say that I need to go along with it to survive. But do I believe anything that's come out in the last 2,200 years? At this point, everything is looking like lies. Everything. Like most shit today, including the different things that certain religious sects will claim are happening. It was all constructed back in the 20s between Nietzsche, between who the fuck? I always draw a blank on the family. Rockefeller, Ford, Nietzsche, Nietzsche's nephew specifically, because he oversaw the construction. Oh, no, don't. I want to stay alive. No. Because Nietzsche's, was it his nephew or his cousin, specifically oversaw the construction of what we see today as the education system. And Ford and Rockefeller specifically made it possible to only teach us to the level of a factory worker. That's why university costs us money. And in a lot of other places, it doesn't cost money. It's a part of their schooling system. Because they deliberately designed it to keep you stupid. Do you understand the education level of a factory worker is that of they only give you enough to wake up, show up to work, do the job that they give you, go home, and sleep, and anything else is extra? Do you understand that? And then you want to sit here and argue statistics with me and shit like that? When at least I'm showing the capacity to learn outside of that fucking controlled bullshit system. The art in the schools around me depict that in murals. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. It's, if you guys, I want you guys, because obviously I'm not an artist, guys. I've been in the corporate sector for over 25 years. But if you look at it, guys, if you truly look at it, artists, musicians, anybody that has that, in the spiritual sense, connection to the soul, has been trying to tell us all this for a very long time. Because they were given that lens of perspective that I only got over this last year from doing the work to free myself. Like, and by freeing myself, you actually freeing yourself. I'm sorry, guys. You free yourself from the entire system. When I thought that I was just freeing myself from the need to be loved by my ex, or need to be with somebody to define who I am, it actually set me free from the whole damn thing. Like, it made me realize that, like, literally there is no, it's like what I go back to in symbology, like, there is no choice. There is no, you don't actually make any choices in this life. Everything is the result of a cause that happened. And it might not even be a cause that was 2 days ago. It could be 20 years ago that you forgot about. There is no choice in this life. Everything is the effect of a cause that was already made beforehand. And it's just a downward trickle rolling downhill faster and faster, turning into a landslide kind of thing. That's all it is. There is no choice in this life. There's simply, well, that happened, now I have to do this. It's really not a choice. It's, I do this or shit happens. There's no choice because we've all been conditioned to survive. We have all been conditioned. Hear what I say. Conditioned. Key word. To survive. And then we've been conditioned beyond that. We've been conditioned to not see eye to eye. We've been conditioned to look at each other and look down on each other. We've been conditioned to talk shit to each other. We've been conditioned to be competitive. We've been conditioned. It's like Tom McDonald's song. It's the only one that he likes, so it's the only one that he made that I like, so it's the only one I bring up. Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. And it goes very more into depth, and it can get very scary because there were actual books which were thought experiments that were put back out in the 60s and 70s that basically illustrates what they've been doing to us for like the last 25 years. It literally illustrates. It's like the person wrote that book as a warning as to what could happen, and the government just took it and was like, yeah, we're going to start doing that shit right now. And then by 2025, they won't know left from right. They won't know up from down. What the fuck will they know? All they will know is the last 5 years. And literally, I dare you to find something that addresses anything outside of something that was discovered within the last 5 years. That you and I do, yes. Yes. Exactly. You and I can agree on that, Brad. Yes. This is simply, okay, Brad, for somebody else who has a brain like I do, you got to understand the type of people that I'm talking to. These are not high-functioning individuals. These are people that have been blinded. These are people that have been kept in the system. But, and I don't want you to take this as a slight, dear sir, but intelligent people are harder to break from the system than the weaker-minded. Because we logically lock on to everything. Well, this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. It literally took me diving into the depths of hell, like tricking my own brain to believe that spiritual shit. Because, oh, I didn't even get to that. That was the big revelation that I had going through that whole psychological process by myself. I love Carl Jung, by the way. It is kind of funny how all genius ends in madness. It is fucking funny how that happens. Unless you're Tesla, and then you're just run over in the street because you want to give people free energy. And if the government won't do it, you want to tell them how to get it themselves. That's like the only one that didn't go insane. Everybody else did, I think. But no, shit, I lost it again. Fuck. See, authenticness. Like, I'm being real. Hold on, let me get it back. You gonna help? Yeah, okay. Okay, so it was literally like me having to trick myself into believing this spiritual shit, right? Because I knew all of this random information about symbology. Because losing my grandfather at 14 sent me into a midlife crisis early, and I wanted to prove that God didn't exist. So I went down a rabbit hole and a million to learn all the symbology I could from every corner of the world to prove that this didn't exist, that it's symbology. And I proved both. I'm not going to lie. Prove that he didn't exist because he's not the God that everybody thinks. And it's not the setup that everybody thinks. And like you will keep hearing me talk about, prior to 2200 years ago. Hell, we'll just say prior to Constantine. So what was that, like 1800 years ago? You still worship father and mother together. There was no devil prior to Constantine. Did you guys know that? Constantine made Mother the devil. Bet you guys didn't know that. Some of you do, because some of you come through here a lot. But yeah, there was no real devil. Constantine made the devil. The devil's real name is Luciferia, and that's where you get Lucifer from. She is the original creator deity. She is the oldest one in recorded existence. She is a druid. They call her Celtic, but she's druid. She's druid. And she's even suspected, just like the Green Man, to go back further in history, because when it was first written down, it wasn't very... They weren't figuring it out, if you get what I mean. They were literally, like, they wrote the story down in completion. So that shows that the story as a whole was traditional, and it was oral before it was written down. So she's actually much older than that. She might actually be older than the archetype of father that you all worship right now. And did you know, in the Bible, wrathful God is father, because the actual symbolical reference to father is Saturn. Control, justice, logic. The other side's mother. The New Testament, when you're worshiping the compassionate God, the empathetic God, they just took mother and put her in father's spot. That's the symbological reference that a lot of you guys don't get when it comes to religion. And it also sent me down how many books? That can send me down a rabbit hole in itself, because personally I think the Dead Sea Scrolls prove that it was never put together as a whole in the first place. It was never. Like, they were all separate, and they were all everybody's interpretations of what happened to this one person. And it was only Constantine that took all of these separate things and put them together and decided what was going to mesh and what wasn't. I don't think it was ever together. Ever. Because it's even proven that the Hebrew Bible, ladies and gentlemen, it's even proven that the Hebrew Bible was originally written down and dictated in Hellenistic Greek. And then it was translated into Hebrew from there. Because Hellenistic Greek has over 25,000 characters. Hebrew only has 8,000. That's why the Septuagint is like this, and relatively the Hebrew Bible is like that, because they use more characteristics. They have more to explain to you. And yet you will all call me blasphemer, and you will not do the work for yourselves. And if I even dare say Jesus was not the Christ, that he tried to force the Christhood on himself, you guys will crucify me. But it's the truth. He wasn't the Christ. He was a practicing Jewish magi. He was a practicing Jewish magi. He can't be Christian if he's a practicing Jew. And he's a magi on top of that. And I've already told you what the symbolism of the magi actually relates back to. It's a teacher. He was an accredited teacher. He wasn't a wizard. He wasn't the son of God. He was somebody that fancied himself a god complex. Thought he knew more than everybody else. Thought the apocalypse was coming in his lifetime. So he tried to force the Christhood. How'd he try to force the Christhood? Well, you're going to have to go buy the immortality key to find that out. And it will literally tell you how to make the purple drink. It will literally tell you how to make the purple. Whether you can get your hands on some Amanita muscaria and all the other shit that you need is another story. But it literally tells you how to make the purple drink. That allows you to convene with the divine. That allows you to trip fucking balls. They'll make you go to the edge of death's door and then pull you right back. That purple drink. The one that they used to put in their eyes and you would see the old fucking things of like the purple running down like tears. That was real shit. They're putting drugs in their eyes. That's how they convened with God. The divine, whatever you want to call it. That's how they did it. And it's Amanita muscaria. It's 7 different kinds of snake venom. I only refer to the seven different kinds of snake venom on here because I don't want anybody fucking acting up and trying to kill themselves being a dumbass. And then there's a few other things that I'm going to deliberately leave out. So you guys can't do it. Because yes, I am a responsible teacher. I want to give you enough to spark your minds to get you thinking, to get you digging down that rabbit hole, to get you separated from the matrix, if you will. Think for yourselves. Don't let them think for you. Tell them who you are. Do not let them tell you who you are. Because remember what I always tell you guys, when it comes to reclaiming your own power in this whole spiritual process, you got to tell the world who you are, or the world will tell you who you are. And they will remind you constantly. And they will test you constantly. And they will play the victim every time they test you. Constantly. Like it's your fault that standing up for yourself is wrong. Everything's part of the system, guys. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, that's on you. I choose not to buy into it, though. And I never will. Like, it sounds fucked up, but if she hadn't left me, I wouldn't have discovered any of this. So in a way, I am kind of glad I ended up divorced, alone, and depressed. Because I would have never figured this shit out. I would have never figured out that everything in life is simply the 12-step process. Just like going to AA or NA. Doesn't matter what religion you buy into. Doesn't matter what you subscribe to. Everything is the 12-step process. Hello, Ian. How you doing? I know we're going kind of late right now, aren't we? Like, this whole thing, like, really has me going. It's like, it's just bullshit, dude. It's same old shit, new book, right? New movie. Regurgitated bullshit. Doesn't matter. Can you tell my back's starting to hurt? Can you tell the CP's kicking in? It doesn't matter who's in office. They're all going to do the same shit. Because it's like Carlin said. I'm going to keep going back to it. Like, they're all on the same team. Not our team. Not our team. And do you think people like... No, I think Ray went to bed. I think. Because we've been going for an hour and 15, so it should be what, like 8:15, almost 8:20? Pretty sure. Yeah. So I think it's just you and me win. And then I think Trend is here too. But sir, it's 10 for you? Oh, so you're what, Midwest? Because if it's 8 here, then it would be 11 in New York where Ray's at. So, yeah, you're like Midwest. Yeah, there's Trent. What part of the Midwest? I got a brother in Kentucky. I got family members in Missouri and Ohio, and I think no, my nephew Tennessee. My brother's in Tennessee. Nice. And then my nephew is currently relocating from Baltimore. I think he was in. I know he's in Maryland. I think he was in Baltimore though. And he's going to Oregon. So I'm like, oh, you get to go with all the modern day hippies. Have fun. He's like, he's like me, dude. It's weird. Like, my nephew probably should have been born my son because we're so like, it's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. Like, I'm tired of my family. I just want to disappear. I get you, my boy. I get you. I get you. But yeah. So, hold on. Let me see what time it is. Oh, it's almost 8. Oh, shit, that's right. I started before 7 tonight. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. What are we talking about here? Ah, shit, that's right. The combine's going on right now. Damn, this is the first year I ever missed the combine. Ooh, I must be a different person. I never miss anything football. What's happening to me? Holy shit. This is kind of weird, dude. Like, anybody who knows anything about me knows how much I love football. Knows how much I love football. Damn. This is like the first year in, almost 25 years. Wow. It can work if you dedicate yourself to it. So many tangents tonight, and you guys are just sitting here watching me go off. I love it. Right? I never miss football, dude. Like, you can ask my ex, you can ask any of my former employees, any of my former bosses, anything like that, dude. You can ask them. Like, yeah. Like, I during football season, I have Sundays and Mondays off. I don't give a fuck. Like, that is my religion. Like, you will give me football. Sundays, and then after football season's off, yeah, you can give me Tuesday through Saturday, whatever day you need me. I don't care. But if it's football season, you're giving me Sunday and Monday. You can go fuck yourself. Or you can find another person that can do what I can do. Oh, wait, you can't. So give me Sundays and Mondays off. Cool. I won't complain. 9:58 p.m. Well, shit, dude. Right? This, now, don't get me wrong. I don't want, especially you, Win, because you're 14. Like, I don't want you taking any of this and, like, running out in life being like, this is how to act. Like, no. Like, I act a specific way because the world has treated me this way. So I have no choice but to be a smartass and combat you the way that I can. Life doesn't always work the same for everybody. Remember what I said. It works differently for me than it does for you. You got to figure out the way that it works for you. You might just be a sweet boy, and you might have to be a sweet boy your whole life, and that's the way the world works for you, good sir. But some of us, the world likes to step on. And if you don't, now it's 10. And if you don't fight back, then it's just going to keep stepping on you. And that is the category, because we're talking about categories tonight, that's the category that I'm in. Like, literally, like, everybody tries to walk all over me about everything. Everybody tries to discount me. Oh, no, it can't be that, it can't be that. And then they go look it up. Oh, shit, it is. Oh, well, right? Stuff like that. But if it's 10, Ian, it's getting late. I'm assuming you're back there too. So why don't we put a fork in it till tomorrow night, and then if it's 2 hours, so that'd be 9 o'clock for you if I go. So what if I do 6 o'clock my time? So it's like 8 o'clock your time tomorrow. I'll get started early, or it might be like 6:15 my time, because I gotta shower, put the dogs away for the night, and everything else. But what if? All right, so we'll do it earlier tomorrow, and then I'll make sure that Ray's here. I gotta see where Rico's at. I haven't seen him in a couple days either. And then hopefully Scott, Ian, come on back, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. And I'm sure I'm going to find other stuff to talk about. Do 8 tomorrow, so that would be 6 o'clock my time then. You got it. Cool. You all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be. Keep yourself safe. Love yourselves. Because if you can't protect yourselves, you can't protect anybody else. If you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. Alright? Peace out, guys. Have a good night.